This summer won't be like summers past when it comes to travel. Many will be sticking closer to home and maybe taking some car trips. Here this morning with some ideas is travel expert Laura Begley Bloom. She joins us this morning from Cape Cod in her office. Welcome. It's good to see you.
Great to see you. Good morning.
What are some tips and some advice for some short trips around, perhaps from our valley to maybe elsewhere around the area?
Well, this is going to be a great summer for road trips, as you mentioned. And there are some iconic, magical places that not a lot of people think about necessarily. Some that people might know about, like the Grand Canyon, but other places people might not think about going right now, like Death Valley, that I'm really excited about for summer trips.
All right, Death Valley, that's not normally a place you'd think about, especially in the summer. If you want to enjoy the heat, I guess it's a good place.
Well, it is a sunny getaway, but this is also an oasis. There's the Oasis at Death Valley, which is a true oasis full of beauty and adventure and history. Hollywood celebrities like Clark Gable and Marlon Brando used to vacation here. Also, some scenes of Star Wars were filmed right next door. And there's so much to do here. You can go hiking, you can go biking. There are natural spring-fed pools. There's great stargazing. You can see the Milky Way with your naked eye. There's also horse and carriage rides, a spa, you name it, you can do it all.
Okay, let's talk about some other places. The Grand Canyon, I mean, that is such a natural beauty and just a wonderful place. There's so much to see there.
There's so much to see. You know, it is truly one of the world's great natural wonders, and it's also fantastic in summer, which I think a lot of people don't realize. It's cooler because it's at a higher elevation, and you can get a lot of space and really enjoy the great outdoors. And right now, I'm really excited about the historic Grand Canyon Railway, which started running again this week. It goes from the funky little town of Williams, Arizona, right up to the south rim of the Grand Canyon. And this is truly one of America's great train rides. It's fantastic for people of all ages. It's made up of historic rail cars from the 1930s to the 1950s, including a luxury dome car, an open platform observation car. It also has windows that open, so you get tons of fresh air. And to help with social distancing, they're also doing assigned seating.
How far are people willing to travel by car for a little getaway? I mean, what's the distance that people are willing to travel?
Well, this summer, I think you're going to see people willing to travel quite a distance. But another great thing to know about for this summer is that a lot of the national parks are reopening, like Zion and Yellowstone, and there are fewer visitors than ever. So you can also get rooms at some of the national park lodges that you would never have been able to get rooms at previously. It's a great insider tip.
What precautions are maybe the state parks and, of course, some of the other places that you mentioned? What protocols are they putting in place to make sure that people are safe?
Well, the hotels, the railway, as I mentioned, the national park, they're all doing additional cleaning, following CDC guidelines, also working on, social distancing. These places all want to make sure that you are safe on your vacation and that you have a great time. So they are doing everything they can to keep you safe, to keep you healthy, to keep their employees safe and healthy as well.
And I would imagine that you would also caution people to maybe check ahead to make sure things are open. It's not assumed that a lot of things are going to be like they were. So better to check before you leave.
But you definitely want to check. You want to also just check with the CDC to see if there are any guidelines for places that you're going through or places that you might be stopping at along the way. But I think the good news right now is that the travel industry is starting to reopen. They're making it safe for travelers, and they want to make sure that you have a good time on your trip. And as I mentioned, stay healthy and safe at the same time. And, if you want to get information on any of the things that I mentioned today, you can go to a great website called Xanterra.com. And they've got information on all the different national park lodges, the train, the hotel, and just different great places that you can go with your family to enjoy your summer vacation.
All right. Well, some good advice, and people, I think, are itching to get away and to the wide open spaces, and that's some good advice. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And keep it right here. We'll be right back.